Okay, my beautiful friends, let's talk about sex. And the reason I want to talk about this super incredible, exciting slash taboo topic is because our sexual energy is literally our life force energy. It is some of the most important energy in our body. It allows us to do almost all things, comes from our sexual organs. There's so many reasons why we can try to throw sex aside and have different harmful beliefs around it that we don't even realize we have because society has them or our family has them or we think they've transmuted, but maybe they're still partially there. And therefore, we are completely blocking our main life force energy. And so I want to talk today about a couple things that we do to block it, how we can unblock it, how we can cultivate it, how we can grow it, how we can honor sex, and therefore shift our entire energetic experience of our body and our realities in our life and all the ways that will benefit us in every category of life. Okay, so like I've said, there's a lot of ways as to why and how we can block it. And even just look at your physical stance can be one of them. Like a lot of women, like we're literally taught, and I'm talking about men too, to like pull in our guts and to like sit up in our postures and like tighten everything in right here and pull everything up. Notice when you're walking around on a day-to-day basis, are you clenching your pelvic area? Are you pulling your stomach in? You're literally retracting your entire sexual organs. And our sexual organs is where our life force energy comes from. And this isn't just in an experience of sex. This isn't just when we're having sex. This is in our day-to-day life, okay? So how are you physically treating your actual sexual organs? Are you contracting them? That pelvic floor, the space between your legs, your vaginal opening, your yoni, that literally points down to the earth, is meant to be having its own energetic experience on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, where it is releasing any negative pent-up held energy into the earth and bringing energy back in your sexual organs. So if you're crunching that and pulling that in and holding that up, you're literally closing that door, okay? So don't be afraid to like let your gut hang out, girl. Like breathe. Let your stomach be natural. Yes, there's something to be looked at with posture and creating core strength to allow our spine to be straight and our posture to be upright in these things. But don't be pulling things in. You are like cutting off your entire life force energy. Let's honor our sexual organs. Let's honor our body. And that's a lot what this video is about. And just watch how your life changes and your energy changes. The same thing for men, you know? Are you walking around feeling shame or fear? Are you like, you know, the typical man posture? Are you you're trying to push things in? Are you, you know, ashamed of this space? And how does that affect your posture? And what would it be like to feel comfortable and confident? So that's the physical experience. And then we have our emotional experience. And that is cultivated a lot around our beliefs around sex. Okay, so I would love for you to really deeply ask yourself, what are your beliefs around sex? And sometimes it can be helpful to understand that it could be literally that you think it's a sin. You know, I was raised Christian and my family until I was like 13 went on my whole own spiritual path, and it was still just until recently that I realized that I still thought that sex was a sin. Somewhere in my subconscious that belief was still there. And if you actually look back in Christianity and in history long enough, far back enough, you will actually see that sex used to be a sacred, beautiful thing. And it only recently, in the past couple thousand years, became this taboo thing where priests and nuns were swearing off sexual activity because they thought it was this bad thing. When really Christians used to worship it and give you the sanctity of marriage for it and all of these things. And, you know, having children is this incredible gift of God and all of these things. I could go down a whole rabbit hole with that. There's also, you know, if you are interested in understanding how Christianity has not always thought sex was a sin, because that belief, if that belief is anywhere in your reality, that is creating a huge block in your sexual energy and therefore in your whole life force energy. Look up Mary Magdalena, and you might already know of her, but that will really open your reality as to how it was not always a sin. We did not always see it as a sin. And so it's like diving in on what do we think? Do we have unresolved sexual abuse or sexual trauma anywhere in our life. And I have a whole video around healing sexual abuse, sexual trauma. There is an absolutely incredible book called, what is it called? Healing Love Through the Tao. It's like cultivating female sexual energy, okay? And there's one also for men. And it's written by this incredible Daoist out of Thailand. His name is Mantak Chia, and it's a really incredible book that has a lot of wonderful practices of how to cultivate more sexual energy. And these are practices that have come from thousands and thousands and thousands of years from the ancient Taoist practices. And there's also practices that you can find in ancient Tantra that are all about this, because what those two, not religions, but cultures, modalities understood for thousands of years is that our sexual organs are literally our life force energy, is literally where all of our energy in our body is cultivated. And we can grow that and we can also shrink that, okay? And so a lot of these practices were used by emperors and empresses for thousands of years. They were kept hidden in secret, okay? And now we live in a wonderful society where these things are talked about and shared. And those books are wonderful references of those practices. There's one called The Microcosmic Orbit. And the whole idea is that our perineum, the space between our anus and either our vagina or our penis or balls, that like space of skin, is literally this incredible base for our sexual energy. And what you do is you literally can imagine and breathe in and move your energy, your sexual energy, from that space where it stores a lot of that sexual energy and in your sexual organs, and up through the back of the spine, up through the back of the head, down through the top of the mouth. And then you actually need to touch. You might notice this when you're in resting position too, that your tongue naturally wants to sit on the roof of your mouth. That is actually because it needs to be there in order for your energy to flow, okay? So then it goes down through the roof of the mouth, into the tongue, down through the front of the body, and back through the sexual organs into the perineum. You get what I'm saying. Anyways. Okay, so our sexual organs can cultivate enough life force energy, or, you call it chi, to move through our organs and literally heal our physical body. If we're having liver problems, if we're having kidney problems, these things, it can be from a lot of different experiences, like maybe anger stored in a different organ, but also it can be because we're blocking our sexual energy from cultivating the energy it needs, and then therefore sending it to the whole rest of the body to heal it and fill it with life force energy, with that chi energy. Read the books if you want to use those practices. They can be really powerful practices, and they're things it took me years to sit with and understand and cultivate to how to do, okay? So I'm going to actually hand off that practice and modality and incredible healing technique and energetic technique. It will just change your life, off to the book, off to the masters, okay? But my point is that there have been cultures throughout all time in history. Egypt are well known for cultivating sexual energy. What I was talking about with Mary Magdalena, she's known as Jesus's partner. And she was a part of this ancient initiatory process that came out of Egypt that was all around sexual energy and how healing it is and how powerful it is and how it is literally our life force energy, and we can do anything with it. We can cultivate so much with it. You can literally create and manifest things into your reality by strengthening this energy. You can heal organs in your body and physical ailments in your body by strengthening this energy and sending it to there. So if you want to learn about the physical properties of it and how to cultivate it and send it into organs of your body to heal and cultivate that energy, read the books I was just mentioning, okay? But really the point of this video is to just open your mind that, like, to respect and love your sexual organs, because they are literally portals. They are portals to the universe that allow us, that is what's happening. I'm not just like, oh, this is an organ that cultivates life force energy. No, it's literally an energetic portal. It's an organ that is holding an energetic portal to the universe, just like how we imagine white light coming in through our crown to energize our body. This is literally naturally happening at all times. The energetic portal is bringing energy from the universe into our bodies, okay? How do you think we give life? These are literally life-giving organs. And it has, like, beyond the fact that it's giving life to another, it is giving life to us. Also, women, how do you feel about your cycles, your mood cycle, your period, your bleed? Are you able to say those words out loud to somebody? Do you feel ashamed? Do you push yourself through it? Do you get frustrated when you're on it? Or do you honor it? Do you rest? Do you allow your body to have what it needs? Okay, and so how we work with these are really big deals. Like, I know a lot of people that have had different surgical procedures, like getting their ovaries taken out because they're afraid of ovarian cancer, getting fixed, these things. And they've had so many side effects that are not talked about in Western medicine, that are not talked about in dominant Western culture, because we don't respect our sexual organs, or some of us don't, and or that culture doesn't. I don't want to mean to say that we're all a part of that culture and that we all don't do this, but there's so many side effects that we never expected or never told about, because, not that I had these procedures, but others, because it's just not a known thing. We're not respecting that part of our body, okay? And so, in the Daoist practices, they talk about how you can cultivate sexual energy in a lot of ways. And again, these books are wonderful for that. The Healing Love Through the Tao is wonderful for this. It's like when you're intimate with your partner and you're getting aroused, you're cultivating sexual energy in your body, right? And that's really wonderful. And it can be super powerful and supercharged. And so you really need to read the books and learn the proper practice to then know how to distribute that energy in your body. But then what happens is, if you do bring yourself to the point of orgasm, what you're doing is you're literally like leaking that energy out of your body. And that's why, like, in a way it feels so amazing, but you also feel that, right? Like, you feel that energetic release, you feel your body kind of like sink and melt afterwards, and like your energy leave. You literally feel it. That's what's happening. And so there's practices that are in these books that you can do, that when you are about to orgasm, instead of having an external orgasm where you leak the energy out, you actually turn it back in and you create an internal orgasm. It's something that takes a lot of time and practice. So there's no rush. And also, again, you want to read these books because this is powerful energy you're dealing with. If you're trying to just do this without practice or understanding what you're doing, you can send way too much energy to the wrong organ and literally harm yourself, okay? So you want to know the practice properly. But you can then pull the orgasmic energy back into the body, and you can harness the power of this incredible energy and put it into different organs of your body and heal things and grow your own energetic field and grow your manifestation and your powers and your abilities and your psychic abilities and your connections, things like this. And beyond, and if you want to start practicing this now, but you haven't mastered that internal orgasm, that internal alchemy, then you can also, have a sexual experience with your partner and get all aroused and then just not orgasm. Don't bring yourself to that point. And that can cultivate the energy. And you'll feel it too. You'll be like, whoa, this is a lot, And try to like breathe into it and intentionally like disperse it in your body. Again, the book's wonderful. So I just want to bring this to your awareness that our sexual energy, or our sexual organs, are the powerhouse, the one singular place of where our life force energy comes from. It's a portal to the universe. You can recharge yourself through it. You can heal your physical ailments, and they deserve respect. They deserve space. I don't give a crap if I walk around and I feel like my stomach's hanging out. I am literally allowing my whole life force system to breathe and move and send energy into the earth and bring it back up, like respecting that parts of ourselves. When it's my moon cycle, when I am on my period, I am resting most of the time. I'm a human. Sometimes I push myself, but most of the time I'm resting. I'm honoring it. I'm talking to my sexual organs. Also, here's another level to this, is that every organ and every part of your body has its own consciousness, okay? We are a soul. We are a soul's consciousness. This soul's consciousness came into this physical body to use this physical body as a vessel to experience the 3D, the material plane. So this vessel has its own consciousness in a way, and you will really recognize that if you start to listen to it and learn its language. The way it's sending you pains, the way it's causing anxiety to tighten your chest, this is its way of speaking to you and telling you what it needs. It's a conversation. And your different organs have different consciousness. It's like why they talk about different organs holding different emotions or being in charge of different emotions. They literally have a consciousness and you can talk to them and communicate with them. And so our sexual organs have their own consciousness, our womb space. Our life force energy for women comes from the ovaries and that womb space. From the men, it comes from your semen and your balls. Okay. And so you can talk to, and you can talk to your lingam too, talk to it all. One, how does it make you feel to think about talking to your yoni or your womb space? Do you feel taboo? How does it make you feel to talk to your lingam or to your balls? Are you like, no, that's weird? Or, because I've been with partners before who there's so much shame. There's so much shame. They're so ashamed of their lingam and their balls. They're so ashamed of it. And imagine what that's doing to your whole reality and your whole energetic experience, okay? And so what if not only can I cultivate love and a respect and appreciation for my own sexual organs, but we can do it for our partners too, okay? And so you want to talk to that part. Like I like to talk to my womb and my yoni. I like to check in with her every once in a while. I'm like, hey queen, how you feeling? What are you doing? How you needing? Like what's going on? When I do different meditations and I send my awareness to the different chakras in my body and I just breathe into them, which is a really powerful experience to do, by the way, I will also do it to my womb space as one, which you could argue that your womb space is connected to the root or the sacral, and it is. But, I like to, sit with my root chakra and breathe into it. And that kind of allows the energy to start moving and expanding and any blocks to disperse. And then I'll go to my womb space and I'll sit with the whole energetic experience, the womb, the yoni, maybe I'll sit with one at a time, both of them, breathe into them, check in with them, breathe, and then I go to the sacral and then I move up. Or you can move down, however you want to do it. But the point is that you want to talk to it, you want to communicate it, and not just pretend. You want to genuinely respect it as its own space and listen. Learn its language. It is not speaking to you probably in words. Has its own language and it's talking to you. Women, if you have a lot of ovarian issues, period issues, bleeding, that is your womb trying to talk to you, using its language to tell you that there's something going on there. Men, if you're having erection issues, ejaculation issues, just literal anything, that is it trying to talk to you, that maybe it's sick of you feeling ashamed of it and embarrassed of it, or it feels embarrassed of itself and therefore is not performing in the way you want it to. Also respecting it as its own entity, its own consciousness that has its own wants and desires. And if you can make it feel safe and seen and loved, your sexual experience and whole reality will change for the better, okay? Your whole body will change for the better because, again, it's creating the life force energy for that whole body, for the physical body to live, and also for your energetic experience, okay? So I didn't really put the title on that, but that's what I was talking to you about in that moment, was like our energetic experience with our womb space and our sexual organs, our lingam. And so when I'm on my moon cycle or on my bleed, I will sit with my womb and I'll be like, Queen girl, what do you need? Like, you are doing some stuff. Also, that's usually an experience for women where we're shedding, we're letting go of things. So any negative energy, any old ways, that's our physical body's way of shedding that energy. Because again, the energy system, the emotional system, the physical body, they are not separate things. Our language likes to separate them, but they are all one system working together. It's just like when you feel the emotion of sadness, your energy tightens and you cry. You're having an energetic, physical, and emotional experience all at the same time. They are connected. They work together. And so for men, you don't quite have the same experience of being able to like release and shed things. Your woman is kind of doing that for you. So really respect her and like honor her womb cycle or her moon cycle, because if you are in a partnered relationship, what's happening is during that sexual experience, the woman is receiving a lot of the man's negative energy. Not negative energy, I don't want to say it like that, but things that he's kind of letting go of. And that's kind of the woman's gift in a way. And then when she's on her moon, she sheds it for both of you. The other thing is that men can shed it through ejaculation as well. But that's also how we lose life force energy, right? A man loses the life force energy the most through ejaculation. The woman loses her life force energy the most through her bleed. And so how to honor that? We use about 70% of our life force energy or chi energy on a day-to-day basis to live our day. On a During a bleed, a woman is losing an extra 30 to 40% of her life force energy a day. So we have reserves that are stored in our organs. And so if I'm functioning at full capacity, using my 70% of life force energy like I do every day, and I'm on my bleed, I could be losing 100% of my life force energy or even more, 110%, which means I'm literally depleting my organs from their stored life force energy, okay? That needs to go back. That's what causes aging. As we start to age, it's literally your bodies are deteriorating. This is how you can see in a lot of like ancient Asian cultures, they can live to be so long because they're literally doing this, guys. This is how powerful this practice is. This is how powerful what I'm talking about is this our life force energy, our chi energy is literally what creates life and what creates our life. So if you want your best anti-aging remedy, this baby, this. Honor those sexual organs, cultivate that sexual energy in a safe way by studying the practices. Practice them with your partner, and love yourself, love your body, listen to it, talk to it, allow it to have the physical space that it needs, the energetic space that it needs. This has been a long one and a kind of a one, but I'm super passionate about this. It's a really, really big, important deal that took me a long time to realize, and I think a lot of people still don't. So this is why I wanted to talk about it today. If you have questions, concerns, drop them in the box below. Also, please remember that everything I talk about on my channel is my expression, my reality, my perception of reality. Take what resonates with you, what feels good in your intuition, leave the rest. That's wonderful. If you have other things you want me to talk about, please drop them in the comment box below. I love those suggestions. And have a wonderful day. I send you lots and lots of love.